So, in Nazi concentration camps, something strange kept on happening. The strongest men were dying first, while older, weaker ones survived longer. Now, one could say younger men were subjected to harsher physical labor, given less calories, and they were starving. That explains it, but the reality was actually much more complex. A psychiatrist named Viktor Frankl observed this firsthand, not from the outside, but as a prisoner himself. This was his observation that men who had something to live for, not in the present but in the future, perhaps an unfinished work, a future they could picture for themselves, lasted much longer regardless of their physical condition. Meanwhile, men who had lost their internal anchor, their reason to live, their health deteriorated much faster. So, physical strength was not the primary indicator of who would survive, something else clearly was. Frankl documented a specific case. There was an older physician in the camp. Now, his physical condition was worse than many young prisoners around him. By all accounts, he should have been among the first to die, but he survived significantly longer. And what distinguished him was something very specific. He was writing a medical text in his head, chapter by chapter, and this was his unfinished work, and he was determined to finish it. That was his anchor. Then there were younger men who collapsed within days or weeks of arrival, not from any particular disease or a single event, a condition the camp had a name for, Muselman. They were men who had resigned to death completely and had no emotional response. They stopped referencing anything beyond the present conditions. So, physical deterioration was directly proportional to future outlook almost every time. The physician survived because he had a task to finish, and this was not vague hope or optimism, a specific unfinished thing that made the future real. That's what purpose actually does to you, not just in the worst moments, but in the good ones too. When things are going well, your purpose keeps you grounded, and when they fall apart, it keeps you functional. So the only question worth asking is, what is your unfinished task?